They're all doing a lot more marketing and targeting the self-pay business much more than they have done in the past. They're more efficient in terms of being able to acquire a patient and then not letting them go. So retention of the individual inquiries, I think, has been improved significantly. BMI, for example, have a call centre in Glasgow where if you ring a hospital and you are doing a price inquiry or a procedure inquiry, you get fed up to Glasgow, and they have dedicated staff there who will try and convert that inquiry into procedure. And without a shadow of a doubt, that has proven to be very successful. A lot of mystery shopping that has been done in the marketplace says if you go to a hospital and do a price inquiry on self-pay, for example, then you probably lose about 50% of those calls. That percentage is significantly reduced if you go to the BMI call centre, for example, in Glasgow. And Spire haven't gone down that route in the past, although I was interested in their one of their last announcements that they were doing a pilot at their hospitals where they were centralising calls. So I'm sure that will happen in Spire in the near future. So the hospitals are advertising more. The more efficient at actually getting hold of the patient and keeping the patient, the more efficient at converting. The consultants are seeing that actually their insured business is not as buoyant as it once was, and more of them are trying to convert patients into self-pay, particularly from their NHS waiting list. I speak to a lot of consultants who meet people in their NHS consulting sessions and will actually ask the patient, well, are you insured, or would you consider self-pay? That's another option. That's the sort of thing that's the sort of behaviour that wouldn't have happened in, 5 years ago. Pretty much all the hospital groups do self-pay, interest-free offers. So you can actually pay for your procedure over a period of time. And a number of them now, instead of saying the price of a hip replacement is whatever, £10,000, they will quote it as a monthly figure, which obviously gives the impression it's far more affordable than perhaps and many people think. And actually, there's a lot more advertising of prices. And typically, patients think self-funding prices are a lot more expensive than they actually are. So I think there is a view that self-funding patients are perhaps more affordable than perhaps they were in the past. So a whole raft of factors there.
And I guess so. And in terms of how expensive it is, would you, from a hospital standpoint, is it more expensive? It's more profitable. From an operator, are higher margins in self-pay or in PMI?
Well, I managed to dig out the numbers from Spire, which I think are fair, which are quite reasonable actually. So in terms of the revenue per case, these are inpatients and day cases combined. So insured patients on average were 3,487 for Spire last year, which rose by 3.5%. Self-pay were 3,696, which rose by 3.3%. And NHS were 2,817, which were flat year on year. So generally speaking, the margins are considerably higher. Well, not generally speaking, they are. Margins are considerably higher for insured and self-pay than NHS. Typically, typically a hip replacement would be maybe £10,000 for self-pay, maybe £12,000 for insured, and £5,500 for the NHS. And don't forget, within those three prices, within the 10,000, the consultant and anaesthetist fee is included. Within the 5,500, the consultant and anaesthetist fee is included. And within the 12,000, the consultant and anaesthetist fee is on top of that number. So with insured cases, the consultant and anaesthetist will bill the insurance company direct. With the other two, self-pay and NHS, effectively the hospital offers a package price, which includes hospital, consultant and anaesthetist fees all included.
But so you said but then that means, just to understand the numbers, you said 12. So for instance, 12,000 was the PMI, and then you have to add on top the consultant cost. But wouldn't that make then PMI more profitable, assuming the same level of costs?
I think PMI is generally more profitable than self-pay.